Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on QNT. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about QNT. Now, here's the thing. Everybody talks about getting to $1 million at some point. Everybody wants to quit their job. They want that financial freedom. Well, Americans now say they will need $1.25 million to retire comfortably per CNBC. Now, some people will continue to save to get to that $1.25 million. Other people invest in crypto and they could get there much sooner. That's exactly why crypto is so great. You take some money week over week, you invest it, you buy a little bit, adding more and more to your bag. That's how you get to financial freedom. QNT could get you there very quick. The QNT coin has an immense amount of utility used primarily for users, developers, and enterprises to purchase licenses to use their overledger technology that allows all blockchains to communicate and ultimately solve the many problems in the global payments remittance industry. Now, QNT is totally different than a lot of other cryptocurrencies. I never seen a crypto like QNT before. The way it moves against the market. It does exactly what everybody out there calling the market says it's going to do. Remember, by now, we were supposed to have a major pullback to like $30, $40. Well, that didn't happen. Now people are saying maybe we could get under 100 again. That's more possible than $30, $40, let's face it. But people say November and December are going to be red months for crypto. We're going to have to wait and see. But again, it might be red months for crypto, but QNT could go off and do exactly the opposite because we've seen it happen many times. Over the last 2 weeks, Quant is averaging 270 new wallets per day. People are waking up to QNT. They're buying it up. QNT just Gill and his whole work buddy, the new Prime Minister of the UK, must be nothing. Now, this Prime Minister comes from the World Economic Forum to replace Liz Truss, who was also from the World Economic Forum. But this guy looks like he's ready to roll out a CBDC almost instantly. And most likely QNT will be tied to it. A CBDC would potentially be a new form of digital money issued by the Bank of England and for use by households and businesses. It would exist alongside cash and bank deposits. Get your bag of QNT now. Big news coming. And I think the whole crypto space is looking at this right now because this is further proof that we are getting close to CBDCs and a new digital currency. And the thing is, a lot of people hate it, but this is happening whether we like it or not. You got to keep that in mind. When I talk about XRP, I always see people call it, it's the devil's coin. Don't invest in XRP. Well, the same could be said for QNT. But here's the facts. If we don't invest in these cryptos now, all of a sudden this rolls out and we stay poor. Or we invest in these cryptos now and get rich before it happens. Quant QNT price looks set to hit $270 before year end. I think it's going to go a little bit higher than that. I'm expecting somewhere around 400 probably by the end of December if everything plays out the way it's looking like it's going to play out. Not to rule out that we can't go much higher because I watched the DXY, the dollar index, and that's the US dollar. If that falls in value, all of crypto will rise, including Bitcoin. But QNT will most likely rise the most. Never sell your QNT. And we see here, I sold my QNT back in 2022. I'm waiting for $30, but it never came. There's still people out there saying we're going to see a $30 QNT. The bad thing about that is it keeps other people from buying in. They're also sitting on the sidelines waiting as entry point after entry point disappears. Now, if we do get any kind of pullback, I would definitely just buy more. But don't sit there and do nothing because all of a sudden you'll be paying $300 per QNT. And never sell your QNT because here's the thing, we don't know how high QNT can go. I would not sell any until it hits 10K. Then maybe just sell one or two, then hold the rest until it hits those 6 digits that people keep talking about. QNT, DAG, probably something. The one thing I want to point out here is that QNT and DAG could easily be working on a smart city. And smart cities are becoming more and more popular. Look at Dubai right now. They're talking about launching a major smart city very soon. But here in the US, there's also Las Vegas has mentioned it a few times. This is going to grow in popularity, adding value to these cryptocurrencies over time. Plenty in QNT community were shouting from the rooftops when it was at the lows. You just weren't listening. I'd be very happy guy if we go sub $100. And that's the thing. I've been saying it for months. I kept saying, watch this thing. It's going to go up. I could feel it coming. It's so big and massive, and I couldn't put it into words. I tried so many times to try to tell you exactly what's happening right now, but it's so hard. The easiest way I could think of describing it is a massive network of cryptocurrencies are coming together, forming a bigger massive network right now. And I kept saying this QNT looks like the glue holding it all together. It was at like $40 back then. I said, buy it now. This thing's going to go over $100. And people said, even in the comments said, I can't see it hitting $100 until sometime next year. Guess what? We're still sitting over $100 today. QNT is disrupting digital currencies, payments, supply chain, and trade finance, capital markets, compliance, insurance. So yes, the sky is the limit for QNT. Think about insurance. That's huge. Then think about digital currencies. They're popping up all around the world right now. Plus payments. Payments are always big. Supply chain. Again, the supply chain needs to be fixed. I mean, you order something from Amazon and it says it's going to be here in 2 days and ends up being here in 2 weeks. That's because it's in need of major repair. QNT can fix that. Don't forget, QNT will need to retest at lower levels at some point before hitting all-time highs. Not financial advice. Do your own research. Just be careful on throwing too much all in at once into this gem. DCA, only what you can afford to do without. Be smart. Patience is the key to success. And I will say it again. You can't be putting in your entire paycheck into QNT and going without, because at some point you're going to be selling it off little by little just to make it through the week. Only put in what you can afford to lose. This way you can sit back, be patient, wait, because it's going to explode in price very soon. QNT, great read. Everyone's talking about money, not just in terms of personal finance, but the actual nature of money, what it is, how it's issued, how it maintains its value, and how it can be best moved between people, businesses, and across borders. That's what's happening right now. That network is getting built out to take care of cross-border payments. In between there, you're going to also have XRP, moving a lot of that money like a trust layer, on-demand liquidity. But QNT is going to be the glue holding it all together. I will say it again. Does your company use Hyperledger? Half of Forbes blockchain companies use Hyperledger. And look at the names on there. Amazon, Visa, IBM. And the list goes on and on. You have the smartest, brightest men and women from around the world today saying, screw everything else, I want to work on crypto. Kevin O'Leary said that back in August. Today, you could see how more and more advancements are made through crypto. Crypto is literally going mainstream. We're so early, we get to see it all get built out. That's what's exciting about being in crypto right now. And then QNT. So API gateways, payment systems, end-to-end access of networks, DNL, MLT, data sharing, storage, cross-border supply chain connections, institutions, CBDCs. And you take a look at this right here, and that visual gives you the best description I can give you for what QNT is. That's that massive network I'm talking about all the time. And the reason I talk about it all the time, I want to keep people awake to it. Look at how this crypto is partnered to that crypto, but yet it's bridged to this crypto over here. And it's a partner of this crypto's partner, forming a massive network. To me, that's the fourth industrial revolution for crypto. We're watching it get built from the ground up. And I'm telling you right now, QNT is going to be one of those cryptocurrencies that you wake up one day and you're like, wow, it's 5 digits. Maybe a few years later you wake up and all of a sudden it's 6 digits because it has that potential, endless utility, endless use case, still getting built out. Think about that. With that said, I'm going to wrap up today's video. I want to thank you all for watching. When I make these videos, I want to keep you optimistic in what you hold, and I want to point out what I see for these cryptocurrencies at the same time. And the thing is, I want to get people in so they can get rich in the future. That's what this is all about. So with that said, we'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.